5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous show. The fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring them out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.
God damn it. Welcome to the Romello Marcellous show. I am he and he is me. Can you hear me well? Everybody, can you hear me and see me well? I'm coming to you live from Ada's on Robinson Landing. It's one of Old Town Alexandria's multi-million-dollar revitalization projects that is actually underway and actually open and will be wide open for the summer. So if you want good eats, this is the place to come. For seafood, steaks, your surf and turf. But I tell you what, by comparison, the menu will be right up there with Nobu and the rest of them. You can barely get a reservation, so yeah, get ahead of the curve. Yeah, I just want to welcome you. Hope everybody had a good evening and was able to get some rest. Waking up this morning refreshed and ready to go and be prosperous and be a blessing to someone else. I want to touch again on the Meghan Markle thing. Now there's talk that Prince Harry is not a relative of the royals. Seems they're trying to state, I guess doing damage control, stating that Prince Harry's mom tipped out on the Prince Charles. There's actually matching pictures of whoever this individual is, or they're stating that is his father. So beware of the things that people do to try and cover their tracks or disassociate in the midst of it. You know, it's just like child support here in the country. If you claimed a kid and you started taking care of him, if you go to the court deems still that's your responsibility. So, you know, if you owned him, he's yours. You can't wait till the man get grown and say he's not yours, especially after you all put in the work. So you can't distance yourself from that. The grandchild's going to be what it's going to be, so get ready for him because he's coming. He or she is coming. On a lighter note, man, the topic today is going to be a fun one. The topic of the day is keeping it real, right? Does it garner gain or loss when it goes wrong? You know, a lot of people walk around with chips on their shoulder and they want to go into the grocery store and they believe they're right and they cut the line and either get their asses beat or beat somebody's ass, and then it goes wrong. Does that garner a win or a loss at all in the columns of who you are? Does it garner a column when you stand for something that you didn't do and you search for a win amongst your peers? I.e., you kept your mouth closed and you stood on it. You didn't snitch. Is that a win or is that a loss? Because you kept it real. That's the question of the day. Keeping it real, does it garner a win or a loss when it goes wrong? How many people have seen Dave Chappelle's when keeping it real goes wrong? How many times does that happen? How many times does it happen to you? Because I'm sure it's happened to me a lot. Sometimes it does go wrong. I mean, you know, old guy used to say it to me all the time. You're always right in your own mind. But how does others around you perceive or project that or receive that? So that's the question. Let me hear from you. Everybody in the room, man, throw up them thumbs. Let me know you're here. Can you hear me? 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 Let me know. Let me know. Am I clear? Am I coming too clear? What's up, Sway? I see you in the building. When you gonna come on, man? When you want to come on? Keeping it real. When does it garner win or loss? What's up, Sway? What's up, Sway? What it? Hey, man, just out here politicking, growing and glowing, giving back to the world. What you up to? How's everything going with you? You know, I know. So what's up, man? The question, man. You got what's the question of the day? What you got for me on it? Keep keeping it 100. Does it garner or gain or loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Keeping it real, right? Keeping it 100. Does it garner a gain or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Huh? Garner, meaning does it wield you a win or a loss when you keep it 100? Mm-hmm. In every situation? So per relationship, you stating whether you're gonna keep it real or not, because it can go wrong in many different ways. Okay. So let's just say the homie, right? You out kicking it with the homie, and y'all get into some trouble, right? And getting into trouble is the difference between you making it home to your daughter or keeping it real with the homies in the street. What's your decision gonna be? I said, let's say you get into some trouble out in the street, right? It's keeping it real. That depends on you getting home to your daughter or keeping it real with your homie. What does that follow? How does that play when it, because it's all gone wrong at that point? I receive that. Not everybody's built for that. But I garner, I guess, well, we ain't gonna put that out there like that. I guess that has to be a situation that would present itself and it'd be discussed then at that time, I guess. Well, here's another thing then. Let's just say you and I, we were out of town and we were going to do something, and then the promoter came up short on our bread or didn't show up with the rest of the bread at the end of the night. How are we gonna keep it real? How would I keep it real? Is the question. Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh, Fat Boy Quan said, "Beat the promoter." Oh wow. We can't put those kind of things on on um, on blast like that. There she is. There she is. See, Now you got your ruler on there. You know she runs you. I love her to pieces. She runs you. If there's not been a dad, there is no dad girl in the world, you are it, boy. If dad girl had a face, it'd be you. She is the boss. Yeah. I'm at Ada's, man. Ada's on the waterfront, man, over in Old Town Alexandria at their new multi-million-dollar revitalization. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show everybody this, man. This is a very, very sexy spot. You got to come out. This is the view. They're actually going to have a water dock bar. So basically, your boats, you can sail directly up to it, get off, go drink, have dinner, wine, whatever it is. It's right in conjunction to the boat. They even have a sun deck out there, so you can actually bathe on the sun deck. This is what it looks like. This is the rear of it. Very sexy spot. And it sits under multi-million-dollar condos.
All right, so when you how long you gonna be there?
I'm here, man. I'm getting ready to have lunch.
Go ahead, have lunch. I'm gonna hit you after your show, and we gonna I gotta holler at you about something.
Yeah, man. Hey, I clicked you in, man. You got to come on in on the other side, man, for Facebook. The wet folks need to see you on that side too, man. Give me a second over there. And anybody else, man, you want to come on in, just let me know, man. All right, we here every day, the Romello Marcellous Show. Any topics, any discussions you want to talk about, man, DM me. We get right into it. It's a lifestyle, entertainment, it's business, it's love. It's who you are. This is the platform. It's a no judgment zone. You can be safe to do and discuss whatever you want to do here. All right, we're here every day, man. Shout out to Kenny Sway, man, once again for showing up, man, showing out. All right. The question of the day is below. Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? In any aspect, whether it's business, pleasure, anything that's going to question your integrity or your person, what is it about? What does it garner you? All right? That's the question. That's the question. All right? Crystal Bud says it depends on, this is on the Facebook side, my wet people, my wet family. Wet is a acronym for with exceptional taste. All right? She said it depends on the mentality, maturity of the person that you're keeping it 100 with. Depending on the situation. Stanley says it depends on the situation. Yeah, I buy that. But I guess not everybody's built like that. I guess I was taught that whatever you do, you stand on it, regardless of what it is and what it may cost you. I'm not willing to compromise my integrity. I'm not willing to do that at all. So if I say a thing, I do a thing. If I believe in something wholeheartedly, I'm willing to stand up and die for that. Period. Point blank. I'm not going to turn back. I can't, in any way, it'd be hypocritical for me to expect my sons or my daughters to have that kind of integrity, and I'm not willing to extend it to the world myself in whatever I'm doing. So, there's been situations where my life has been on the line, and I chose to stand on my own principles of who I am and what I believe in, and that's it. That's all about me. But the question's still to you: what would you do? Because there's certain situations where you have clout chasers that are willing to walk around and take a beating for that clout. So where are you? Oh, Tony down in the A says, good morning, God bless all, the Romello Marcellous Show family. Big shouts out from the ATL. Love you, man. Love everybody down in the ATL, man. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. Stan said, what's good, folks? Happy Tuesday, folks. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Oh, we got Exquisite Monet in the room. I am simply Marie. She's in the room. Crown Me King is here. Man, a lot of love in the room today. A lot of love. Kiara's in the room. Wes Who's enjoying the room. Latifa, Jose, Zoom is in the room. Fuck you, Crown. Fuck your Crown is in the room. Yeah, Fat Boy Quan. Forever Evolving, 415, and two others have joined the room, man. God bless y'all. Thank you for joining in. Money Tucker's in the room. Brightable Blessed is in the room. Thank you for tuning in. Lil Tarnia is in the room. Ramia is in the room. The question once again, keeping it real, does it garner a win or a loss when it goes wrong? Where are you willing and how far are you willing to go to maintain your integrity in the face of adversity? Martin Luther King said, it's not where a man lies when they're comfortable, but where do they stand in the face of discomfort? So where are you willing to go with it? Let's say somebody walked up on you, and shoved you down. Do you extend a hand? Do you turn the other cheek? Or do you get up and beat the brakes off of them? Well, let's just say somebody questioned your integrity in regards to you being a thief. How far will you go with that? Yeah. Shout out to Tazy Culinado. Jay Sunflower's in the room. Boogie Too Real is in the room. Too Solid Carl joined the room. Rails 87 is in the room. Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you. Crystal Bud says, I'm saying depending on who you're talking to, it can go good or bad. Well, in any situation that goes wrong is already bad. The question is, how far are you willing to stand on your integrity to maintain that position? That's where it is. Stan says, if you have a six-figure job, I would not shame you if you keep it real in a corporate way that helps you for keeping your job. Basically, it's levels to keeping it real. Well, was not finished my post. Okay. All right, I'll hang on. Is everybody hearing me good? Can everybody see me good? Yeah, this is a beautiful place. This is very beautiful, the way they've done this. I can't wait to put my boat in the water and sail right up here and get me some drinks. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I guess another 3 weeks or so I'll be going down and see if they can de-winterize the boat and drop her on in the water, sail on up here. Yeah. Anybody, man, everybody, this place is Ada's on Robinson Landing in Old Town. Beautiful place. Beautiful. Pretty Light Skin 82 just joined the room. Miss Carm 3 Kisses just joined the room. Rastafarian Vaughn is in the room. Prince Breon is in. Hey, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. The question of the day, keeping it 100, does it garner a win or loss when keeping it real goes wrong? It is the question of integrity. When do you hold your integrity or hold fast to your integrity, or when do you let it go? And then the ultimate question behind that is, who's to judge you based on your decisions and the merits of who you are and what you have to lose or gain in the midst of it going wrong? That's the question. Does keeping it real, when keeping it real goes wrong, does it garner a win or a loss to keep it real? Christopher said, oh, misunderstood the question. Definitely stick to your guns if it's a situation that may try to compromise your integrity. Stan says, I just think it's levels to keeping it real. Yeah, I could say that there's levels to keeping it real, but you got to keep it real at all costs. When it comes down to it, when you look in the mirror, wherever you go, there you are. Ramia says, I know who I am, so take me out of my character. Taking me out of my character is almost impossible. But if you put your hands on me, or your mouth gets smacked, may get you smacked. Okay, your mouth may get you smacked. That's what I'm talking about. regardless of what. Marie Jimenez 01 just it said, "Oh, so true, so true." DeBardery just joined the room. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad y'all in, man. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, the question of the day is: keeping it 100, does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real? I tell you what. Let's see how real they keep it up in Minneapolis when this trial goes through in regards to George Floyd. My prayers and blessing goes out to all of those people up there, man, the families, his family, and people that are affected by that. Hopefully we get some justice from it. Oh, Tony down in the A said, I can't wait until we can all come together and pop bottles. Romello Marcellous live event full of all real next level believers and livers of all this blessed life. Oh, Kira's in the room. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, T, I'm first in a lot of these things, man. Especially when it came down to my birthday. We'd always do 5 different events in 5 different places, whether it was London, Atlanta, New York. Yeah. Quiet as kept, I was the first one to book the Migos. Yeah. Oh, Stan says there are street levels to keep it real and corporate levels to keep real. I'm just saying. Well, I can buy that. Ramia said BLM protests coming again after the trial. Well, how many people want to be a part of the BLM movement? I mean, I feel the movement, but the corporate aspect of it, I want to know where and what they've done with this $90 million they've collected. Because trust me, people out here hurting. You got people walking, but what are you doing for them? Are you feeding them? Are you clothing them? Are you giving them any relief? Or are you buying cars and houses for you and yours? That's the question. Oh, Mia Moscato's in the room. She says, keeping it real is just what it says. And it's definitely a win-win regardless, unless, of course, one decides to sell his or her soul. Well, keeping it real, 100%, you've already sold your soul to what it is you stand on. If your beliefs are your integrity and keeping yourself intact, it's already it's a sell anyway. I mean, my thing is, if you're winning for self, it's a win. It's about having heart. If you're willing to stand up and take an ass whooping for what you believe in, that's not a hard sell anyway. You just know what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Stan says, folks, we all know what they're going to do in Minnesota. Stay tuned, folks. Well, I don't know, man. We're in a different climate, and hopefully, Cassidy Kyle, hey, she joined the room. Elder Bell joined the room. J2 Universe, welcome. I think we might see something different, man. Mia says, either way, you keep it real or not, absolutely. Well, as long as you feel good with what you're looking for or you see in the mirror when you get up or after that situation, that's what matters, I guess, for you or whoever. But for me, what looks good for me is how my children and my grandchildren view me. So, yeah, that's it. Devon Senior Marcus says contract. The question once again, keeping it real, keeping it 100, does it garner a win or loss when keeping it real? Ramia says, I don't think they will make an example out of Derek Chauvin or Chauvin. Well, even if they pinch the dude, yo, memes for us daily. Hello from Toronto, Canada. What's up? Toronto's in the house. Toronto's in the building. Exceptional folks up there, man. Toronto's a beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful. Welcome, welcome. The question today is keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Toy says nothing wrong with keeping it real. Can you represent yourself tactfully in this question? Or tactfully is the question. Depends on the situation. Shaba Visual is in here. Hey, welcome, welcome. Well, the question is how big of a file is being run. If you're willing to touch me or mine, there's no question. How funny, Stanza, how funny how when you look up and see all the white folks marching for BLM, but when in the courtroom, we never find 12 whites, blah, blah, blah. That's the media. They don't want us to see that. They don't ever want to show unity or any sort of unified support across the line. That's done intently, so that way when there's backlash, it's justified. Ramia said, back to keeping it real. Integrity is one thing. Doing things for clout is stupid. Yeah, Shay B Visual says control mass media. Correct. Oh, Scooter's in the room. My cousin's in the room. I think the phase keep it real itself needs an ass kicking. You have fake people, frauds, and the most unreal people, so-called keeping it real. Kill the phrase, because what does it mean really? Something different to everyone. Well, it makes a point. It does mean something different to everyone. How far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go with your keeping it real? What are you willing to risk? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to stand on? And can that be verified? Oh, Shaby Visual said, yes, kill the phrase. Okay, so this will be the last time I ask this question. I'm going to ask it a few more times on the show just so we can prop everyone else that comes in, but this is the last time I'll bring it up. Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? My cousin's in the room. Hey, Jill. Hey, Jill. Jilly. Yeah. How far are you willing to go with the keeping it real? Because honestly, what I see a lot of times with these people, like I stated yesterday, the young lady from Plano, Texas, with the son who was bullied, 13, 14 years old, and he's not a small kid. You knew he was being bullied by the children that you sent him over to the house with, and they beat up on him and pissed on him and everything else, and now you standing up on the TV with your hair all did, face beat up, and doing a press conference and so on and so forth. Where's that keeping it real? T down in the A says, man, you already know the real niggas cut from another cloth, man. I always have my heart and mind made up to be war ready. That's why I don't ever mistreat another and expect them to treat me right. I already know how I may go stupid hard for mine, so people don't play with a fury fire. There's a time for all things, so don't ever predict the outcomes. Just live it. Bosses move in silence and in the moment. Hey, bad boys do move in silence. Something I used to say all the time, segregated living. We work hard so that we can play and put ourselves in a situation so we don't have to deal with the crash dummies. This is what I always thought about people who used to walk around with bodyguards before I began to walk around with them. It wasn't about their fear. It's just the fact that I'm paying somebody so I don't have to deal with you. Oh, brothers in the room. Yeah, Lenny says everyone wants to use the phrase until the feds come. It's only a few of us that have passed the test. Say it again, brother. Say it again. Shaby Visual, she says it's popular to be stuck on stupid. It's about maturity and own up to our own whack actions. Everyone should own up to your own whack actions. Most folks aren't ready for 100% realness. Well, I guess it depends on who's looking at the real and who's stating what's real. So, go figure. Yeah, but I'll refer to that again. Everybody want to be real until the feds roll up. Only a few of us have passed that test. See, that one went over your head. We're going to leave it at that. Cloud chasing, she was doing. Stan says, I feel sorry for the son, not her. In my TK Kirkland voice, who raised her? Who raised her? Shay says, that's real, that's truth. Not my head. Respect. Yeah. See, not everybody rode a main line. Not everybody rode a main line. You got to be a mainline individual to stand in certain situations, especially when that pressure's on you. That pressure's so heavy to crush you. What are you going to do in the face of that? Sometimes you got to be taught to go on out. That's bred in you. Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Does it? Think about it. Think about it. So, yeah. Amen. T said, bro, I love you, man. Lenny, Tone's on here, man. Y'all need to connect. Lenny, you're one of the realest I know. Now it's your time. So, yeah. Keeping it 100. There's a garner, a win or a loss. I mean, it can't always be a bad thing to keep it 100 and stand on what you believe in. So when is it a win? When is it a win? Because see, for me, my biggest fans, when it was time for me in any situation to stand on something, their approval meant everything to me. So when does it? When is it time for you to stand on it and potentially you could become a martyr, to those that are watching? So when is it a good time, or a good thing for you to stand on what you believe in, your integrity? When? Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Well, I'll tell you one time where it could potentially go wrong. When you're keeping it real and you run up on a pre-existing ass whooping that had nothing to do with what you was keeping it real about. Think about it. You run into somebody who lost their job and lost their family and just feeling like a total loser, and you cross their path and cut them in a line in the grocery store, and you think that didn't garner the hands that got put on you, but damn, it happened. Now, was that keeping it real, or was that just like a unicorn, something that just happens? You know, it's just like it. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, man. Y'all can call in 929-322-3971, and on Instagram, man. Y'all can chime in. Let me see who wants to come in live. Let me see who I can get to come in on here live with me. Let me see who wants to come in live with me. Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss? Yeah, this place is beautiful. Bring your wallet. Bring your wallet. Oh yeah, it's not cheap. Bring your wallet. Bring your wallet. Yeah. Please bring your wallet. Yeah. Tori said you should always be able to stand on your integrity. If keeping it real, you mean at any cost, any life threatening situation. You know, if you don't, you know, like I said, wherever you are, there you are. Hell, this platform really touches me in my love for my people. Someone has to start standing up for those that don't really know that shit is real right in front of our eyes. Let me reread that so that you can feel the emotions that he is projecting. This platform touches me in my love for my people. Someone has to stand up for those that don't really know this shit. This shit is real, right in front of our eyes. Well, here's a platform. It's not mine, it's y'all's. It's all of ours. I'm just opening up the dialogue, man. So, you know, if you see somebody, man, reach out to them. You know, people putting in questions, or they're interjecting or injecting positivity into this, man. You know, it's just people you can touch, man, and network. You know, it's a sounding board, the sound place, man. It's just what it is. Yeah. My brother, man, he signed back at Sean Lynn, man. He said, my brother Lynn said, another thing about keeping it real is that you have to grow with your money. People think you should stay in the hood with a rack of money. That's being a fool. There's nothing wrong with helping the people who helped you, but the sole purpose of making it is to leave the hood. Growth is in everything. You should. Yeah. Prime question, and keeping it real. Keeping it real doesn't mean you got to stay in the hood, man. that defeats the purpose. The thing is, if you're growing, you should be an inspiration to those that are coming behind you. So yeah, people want to see you make it. People want to see you shine. You shine to inspire. It's not all about you. And understanding that, to expound on what my brother Lynn said, is that as a business owner, you're not here to please everybody. You're going to have haters. That comes with the territory. Because believe it or not, people do not want to pay for your prosperity, those that know you. So it is for you to go out and be amongst those who or shine and inspire those who want to be like you or be in the company of people like you. So yeah, you should do those things to project yourself beyond where you are. If not, then shit, there's no sense in doing it. I know damn well the minute I could get from wherever I was getting, I got there. Goddamn, and ain't look back. Now, do I go back? Yeah, I'm back right now in the forum, because trust me, a lot of my family and friends is right here supporting me today. Stan said, "How many are willing to keep it real if it's going to cost you your job and the way you take care of your family?" This is why I said it's levels to keeping it real. You know what? There's individuality in that statement, and I'm not one to judge. And if you feel that is what you have to do to provide for yours, then cool. But for me, I ain't never gonna do it. Fuck a job. If it means that I have to diminish myself or devalue myself and my integrity, I ain't doing it. So, yeah, damn that. Now, I'm not knocking anyone who does. Depending on the context, you know, uh, we can't have that conversation, you know. Um, yeah. In layman's terms, I don't fuck with rats. If you're gonna do that, then you can't be with me in no way, shape, or form. Cheers. Nice bouquet. This is a red vegan wine that I'm having. You gotta come to this place. You gotta check it out. Awesome. Awesome. So the question was, oh, Kim Blue is in the room. Kim Blue 40. She signed on. Thank you. Thank you. The question is, once again, keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? Does it? Does it? For years, if you look back at any of my stuff to deal with the inspiration, there's a lot of people that were in places that I would never see again, but they're still alive. And through them going away and the way they've touched my life or had touched my life, I had always sought to shine, to inspire them, to live vicariously through me, to see that somebody that they touched is doing well. So, yeah, do well. Keep it real with you in regards to you and your growth, because regardless of what you feel about those around you, there's always somebody watching and looking for your inspiration for them to grow. So keep it real on that level too. That's when keeping it real goes right, because you never know who you can touch. Somebody might watch you and see you, and in 15 years from now come and tap into you and say, hey man, thank you for starting that clothing line, or thank you for starting that barbershop or that hair salon or those beauty products that you did, because by watching you, I knew that I can do it, especially when people are around me and I don't see anyone that looks like me, that is up close to me that I can reach out and touch. So, yeah, that's one way keeping it real or keeping it 100 can go right. Just want to put a spin on the question today.
And
That's
we got
all.
a chopped salad over here for you. Let me grab your utensils for you. I'll be right
So,
back.
yep. So that's it. No. Yeah. So think about it. Question is, keeping it real, does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? So, yeah. Once again, I'm at Ada's on the waterfront at Robinson Landing. And, yeah, too bad I can't turn the camera around on yeah, this is what it looks like. And this is the view. It's a beautiful place. Shine to inspire. So dealing with personal growth. Keeping it 100. Does it garner a win or a loss when keeping it real goes wrong? How many people are willing to accept the fact that there are some things you just can't change and you have to go with it? And sometimes shit does go wrong. Are you willing to compromise your integrity in the midst of that? So, yep. This is a wonderful bouquet. Wonderful. Taste is lovely. A vegan red for those who are changing their diet, as I am. Now, what are you? Okay, we're back on the corporate thing. Would you be willing to sacrifice your integrity to keep a job? Does that salary mean that much to you? That you'd be unhappy with yourself? Think about it. No, I'm not willing to. You can't prop me up and pay me something that is on paper that you're not actually giving me to compromise myself. Yeah, people that make $150,000 a year on paper, but you know what? Depending on their circumstances, the situation, they may only bring home 45 of it after taxes. Shit. To garner something on paper for net worth, that doesn't mean that I actually still have the buying power. So go figure. Think about it. You better go play with somebody else. Don't play with me. I'm not going to do that. Ever. Mm-hmm. But I love this post, man. The platform touches me and my love for people. I hope this does the same for everybody else that's on this platform. And your comments and your interactions, man, you have no idea how it helps others get through their day. It's not all about entertainment, but at the same time, it gives people an outlet. Yeah, it's Ada's once again. Robinson Landing, man. You got to come down. Got to come down. And like I said, I can't wait until the weather breaks and I'm able to put the boat in the water and sail right up to the back. Oh, TNA, man, he put up there. So God has called many, but few are chosen. Yes, he's chosen Martin and Malcolm. He has also chose Tony and niggas like me that will and gonna take shit up right then and there. Whenever it's time. Whenever it's time to get raw. Don't ever come at me with some disrespectful shit, bro. I'ma chill. Just thinking how they treated and handled and ultimately murdered George Floyd before I allow any man to use mercenary force to kill me. You're gonna have to fucking fight. You're gonna have the fucking fight of your life. Badge or no badge. Well, I feel the same way. What I don't understand about that situation, and we're dealing with keeping it real, right? How is it that in that neighborhood, I guarantee you had about 7 or 8 quote unquote keeping it real dudes there? I'm not understanding why no one ever rushed the guys, no one ever rushed the officers to push them off or to walk up on them or anything, to push them off that man's neck. I guess people weren't willing to make that sacrifice. Scooter says if you make it, let's say to $1 million, that's $100 million 10 times. You can take one of those 100 million and buy 200 homes for your hood. But that will be keeping it too real. But most would rather stockpile money to live that same life. Well, what I take from that is that, yeah, there are a lot of people who do live like that and hoard, but are not willing to invest in their communities. But I say differently. For me, I'm actually going to put together a consortium that's willing to do that. And here's a piece I'm going to give a little bit about it. So let's just say we set up a corporation, and let's say there were 100 shareholders, and all invest into buying and purchasing raw land or existing homes in the opportunity zones, which people of color we should be taking advantage and the opportunity in those opportunity zones to help our people like us, to instill community centers once again, and the homes, and to increase the quality of living of those around us, but at the same time making whatever the minimal investor still a strong shareholder within the company itself. So let's just say we had two people, they were able to purchase properties. The way that I would garner the profit is basically to say, okay, you have the home. As far as the consortium, we go into the home as far as being first on the trust, you're second on the deed of trust. But within the purchase, let's say they were able to pull equity from the home, be able to, wet your beak, but at the same time create a small HELOC, so that way your buying power, it still goes back to the consortium, and we're able to buy or to rehab or to bring some other people in to get them credit worthy and so on and so forth to continue the consortium. Locked into paper, you would still be able to get your percentage of the actual purchases as a whole, but the stock would be still worth something amongst the consortium, your percentage and your share. So you would get a residual income from everything that's being purchased. My programs would be driven towards subsidy, vouchers, and 8A, but at the same time, it would be programs within programs to get those people who utilize those programs strong enough to come off of those programs. It would be a wean in and wean out program to wean them in and off, to get them ready for purchase, to increase the strength of the consortium. So, yeah. Now, it's not about just taking and holding and sitting and stockpiling the monies. It's about making the monies work. There's no reason why a consortium of 50 people should not be able to buy $100 million in real estate. Not at all. So yeah. Well, we down to it, y'all. I thank you for tuning in and chiming in today. Shout out to Kenny Sway. Go and check him out. He's on Spotify. He's on Apple Music, on all platforms, Tidal. And you can also listen to him on Kenny Sway Radio on Pandora, Kenny Sway Radio. Check him out. Listen to him. He's got new music coming, and he has plenty of material out there. So go and support, click it. And if you like this, click the like button, man. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the Romello Marcellous Show on YouTube, as well as Facebook, Instagram. Any ideas, any show ideas, any show topics, send them to us, man. Send them to me. I'll get right on it. All right? I hope you've enjoyed me as much as I've enjoyed you today. Don't allow anyone to tell you that you're not worth anything and diminish you in your thoughts and your ideas. They thought Noah was crazy until it began to rain. So in all you're getting, get understanding and do your growth, man. No one can be you like you. So with that said and done, man, I'm going to get on out of here and try and enjoy this day, y'all. It's going to be beautiful in the DMV, and wherever you are, it's still beautiful because you have life in your body, and so many aren't here. So
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the Romello Marcellous Show, the fly uncle you always wish you had.
Bring 'em out.
Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest balls from business, entertainment, love, and life,
Had to find my inner power.
to fashion, etiquette, and current events.
Major show alert.
All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the best.